Om Shanti. In this Avyakt month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. Become free from all attachments. While you have any type of attachment, whether it is in the form of thoughts, relationships, connections, or your own specialities, any type of attachment will bind you in some bondage. That bondage would not allow you to become bodiless or allow you to become a world benefactor. Therefore, first of all, become free from all attachments, for only then will you be able to give the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life to others. Om Shanti.
शब्दों में आपका धन्यवाद करें, किन शब्दों में आपका धन्यवाद करें। दिन रात की ये सेवा हम याद करें, दिन रात की ये सेवा हम याद करें। शब्दों में आपका धन्यवाद करें।
वाह बाबा वाह ड्रामा। अब कल कि वाह बाबा वाह ड्रामा, बाबा नहीं आते हैं तो भी उसके बारे में यही
को मुबारक हो, मुबारक हो, मुबारक हो।
नहीं, हमने नहीं करके दिखाया, बाबा ने निमित्त बनाया और आप दादियों ने शुभ भावना रख करके हर बात में इतना भी ये भी ध्यान में रखिए कि हमारा भाग्य हम ही बना सकते हैं, हमारा भाग्य और ना कोई बना सकता है ना और कोई बिगाड़ सकता है। ये अगर माने कि उसने ऐसा किया इसके कारण ऐसा हुआ, इस प्रकार की मान्यता जो है, इसने हमारा भाग्य बिगाड़ा उसके कारण ऐसा हो गया, हम इतने उसके कारण तीव्र पुरुषार्थ नहीं कर सकते हैं, आदि आदि जो बातें जो है ना, ये अपने आप को इस प्रकार से झूठी बातों के आधार पर चलने का पुरुषार्थ है, उसमें तीव्रता नहीं आएंगे। ये बात पक्के रखिए, अपने दिल पर लिख करके रखिए कि मेरा भाग्य मैं ही बना सकता हूँ।
आवाज हम करें, किन शब्दों में आपका धन्यवाद करें। दिन रात की ये सेवा
मिलो प्रीतम मिलो, दुखिया जिया बुलाए प्रीतम आन मिलो, प्रीतम आन मिलो।
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakt Parivar. So today we saw some of the glimpse of our very, very dear Brataji, Romesh Bhai ji. He was a very, very special jewel in Baba's Yagya. Some of you might have met him, and some of you might have heard him in his classes. And just now you saw some of his glimpse. So it's been many years now. On 28th of January 2017, he became Avyakt. So it's been many years now. So we are just remembering him today. And we're sending our lots of love, yad pyar to him, wherever he is, as ancestor soul. So just wanted to bring his memories with all of you. So today is day 29. In this Avyakt month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. Today's topic, become free from all attachments. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone okay? I think most of us have seen Brother Romesh. First there was Jagdish Bhai, then was Brijmohan Bhai, Jagdish Bhai, then Nirvair Bhai, Brijmohan Bhai, Ramesh Bhai. They were our four main big brothers, we used to call them. And you saw many times where Avyakt Babrada will come. Each one will present a big bouquet of flowers. Right? And Baba used to acknowledge. And then he was Jagdish Bhai, the first one who became our ancestor brother. And Jagdish Bhai, of course, was a well-known author, wrote 52 books of the Yagi. After that, we have very few books. He had the blessing of writing from Baba. Nirvair Bhai came, he was very young, used to work in Navy. He came to Bombay Center, then gradually got very involved in doing service and left his job. And then he came to Madhuban. He was helping in Bombay with Dadi Prakashwani. He came to Madhuban, then Baba made him officer in charge, in the sense of he will do all correspondence and everything. With him also was our big brother Anand Kishore Bhai. They both were in the same office. Brijman Bhai was in Delhi. So all these were like right hands of Baba. Ramesh Bhai had many ideas. As we couldn't be registered, we didn't need to register in Rajasthan. You can be a family. So we call it family organization. But then when it's not registered, then you cannot get tax exempt. A lot of people who gave good amount, they like to get the tax receipt. So then World Renewal Trust was created, was first trust, which was Ramesh Bhai's idea because he was a lawyer and accountant. Very efficient, very brilliant. And he will come up with many big ideas, good ideas. And one was to create a trust so that trust can support Brahma Kumaris also. And then his wish was, he and his Yugal, Ushavan, they were lot in the cultural things. They will bring some good singers. Even the first song, Shiv Bhola Bhagwan, was he became instrument to get in touch with a singer and got this song sang by them. And then later on also, uh, many singers, he will bring them to Madhuban, because in Bombay there are many actors and singers. Both lived a pure life from beginning. He was follower of Morarji Bapu and was very good in Gita, reading and explaining, and but then really he was Baba's right hand. I still remember his childhood was 1962 when Baba sent both of them to Delhi, and then they both came to Kashmir. I used to be there a few years. So they came to Srinagar, stayed together. So I really loved his way of working, love for Baba, love for Yagya. And when Mama was not too well, she stayed at his home for a few months. And that's where he used to sing this song, Pritam, Pritam An Milo, for Baba also. And he's the one who asked Brahma Baba, Baba, you won't forget me. Baba says, but if I remember you, how will I remember Baba? And that's where it came. Uh, nor you remember me, nor I remember anyone, nor I forget anyone. It's so interesting, right? And then he's the one, Baba start waving with the handkerchief at the back of the Pandav Bhavan. So many beautiful memories I have of Brother Ramesh. Our homework today is about be free from any, sometimes they translate attachment, attraction, but I will just say your likings. I like this, I don't like this, I like this. No. So Baba is saying, while you have any type of attachment, whether that attachment is in the form of thoughts, relationships, connections, or your, Baba says, own specialities. Any type of attachment will, Baba says, bind you in some bondage. Yeah, think for a moment, yes. That bondage will not allow you to become bodiless and will not allow you to be world benefactor. Could be with anything, no? If you stay at one place for a long time. And then when you have to change the place, you see where there is some attachment there. Anything you had been using for a long time, when you have to change it, you feel it, right? So, Baba, but the aim is to be bodiless and world benefactor, right? So, therefore, first of all, become, first of all, become free from, become free from attachments for only then will you be able to give the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life to the world. Because we have aim for the self and also for service, right? Aim is to be bodiless and service is to be world benefactor. And we have to remember both, right? What is my aim and what is my aim for world service? I think that will help us, that we make ourselves free from the bondage. So I think that looking at all those who were ahead of us, ancestor souls, they were able to do both. I remember that when Usha Ben had left body before Romesh Bhai, she went through some physical challenges. And when she was leaving, Romesh Bhai always shares that in hospital she held Romesh Bhai hand and said, I am leaving. She was aware she is leaving. She is aware of relationship too. But the way she took leave, so same was Ramesh Bhai until last moment in the bed. There were some changes happening in the laws of the country for money. And he was, until last minute, they went, take his advice, what you think. And he was giving answers. So when service is the aim, then automatically many our good practices as a stage emerges. He was very much aware of what task Baba had given him, what responsibility he has for yajna. And he fulfilled it like Brahma Baba did until last minute. Same was Ramesh Bhai also. That's what he did. So my respects also to Brother Ramesh. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi, Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. Good evening.
Om Shanti Gayatri.
I was once on stage when Bap Dada was there. And Baba used to become very playful when he would see a few of us double foreigners. And in that particular time, we must have been talking to him and playing, and he looked at me and he said, Baba has pure attachment for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you were just talking about Ramesh Bhai and Usha Ben and those of us who've met them and known them closely and went to their homes and visited them and knew them from the very beginning of our Brahmin lives, you would say that they had pure attachment. Would you say that there was pure attachment in that relationship? And what is pure attachment?
Mm-hmm. Because, like when we give example of rosary, right? And Dadi Janki always used to tell us that rosary, two beads are very close to each other, but still they are detached. They make it in a way you can't see the thread lot because they want to show the closeness. So I think that understanding our part with each other, there is some kind of that closeness is there. And when there is closeness, then we can call it pure attachment, but it's very alaukic, it's spiritual, it's soul conscious based. So I think, but it's also important because we are able to take care of each other, we are able to support on this journey for each other. So I think this kind of pure attachment, as you all know, I mentioned before that even Dadi Janki used to ask, do you think we have attachment? She said, oh, I have attachment with all of you. And we also will definitely say, yes, Dadi, we also have attachment. And I think that we can have that experience, uh, what it was like, what is pure attachment. So it's not part of the vice, but it is more soul conscious based. And also because we have one purpose, that is to serve the world. It's like, there is teamwork, or when people play games, they have a team. So they have to support each other. Because even if one person within the team doesn't understand the signals of each other, they could never win, right? So I think that kind of deep connection and in whatever way, whether as partners, whether as team, whether as with one purpose and one goal, one aim in life. So we travel together, right?
I think that what you're saying is that for us to work together, for us to come together and accomplish the task, it cannot be one single person doing it, as much as that person may think they're doing it. It isn't. The way that the yagya functions is that revelation cannot take place through a single individual. It is not about acting as single individuals, even though we have to make efforts as single individuals, but the task is usually a collective one. And so within the task, there are elements to relationships that are close, that are respectful, that you would be hours and hours and hours together. And there is an obvious kind of leanings towards that person. But what you're saying is that that wouldn't be considered attachment. It would be considered a closeness, a being together, because the purpose is clean and clear.
Yeah, because like people are traveling together, and suddenly one get disheartened or get kind of, no, I don't want to continue journey, lose courage. I think that the support and the cooperation which give at that time is not attachment, but it's necessary. And I think that becomes part of not only respect, but also cooperation. At that time, maybe it's required that we say the words for encouragement, we say the words to uplift that soul, create that quality which at that time is missing. Or if somebody, whether it is spiritually or physically, Baba had that care also. I have mentioned few times when Baba's Lokik partner, she got sick. Then Baba sent her to Bombay. And after some time, Baba sent Nirmal Shanta Dadi, daughter, to take care of mother. And actually, her mother left body in Nirmal Shanta Dadi's lap. No, he was not doing out of attachment, but also some kind of good example of how until end we have to, in Lokik parents also have done something. So it's you're not doing necessarily attachment, but a kind of duty, kind of responsibility, and also being thankful to what that mother has done to us in our lives, So many ethical points, many spiritual aspects are there when you maintain this closeness plus availability of whatever is needed by the person.
So we have to have the kindness, the caring, the love, the cooperation. At what point would you say that that we should be careful? What's the careful point then in which it could easily slip from a pure virtue to a virtue tainted by attachment? How do I know that I'm beginning to be attached rather than caring and detached, loving and detached, kind and detached?
When it's two things. One is caring, right? And then it's like you always, when there is pure love, you always think about what could be best for that person. You're not suffering, you don't have sorrow, but you have concern. And then you think, what is good for this soul? And you will plan accordingly, help the soul accordingly. I think that's a kind of charitable action, not out of attachment. Like I also oh, this is best for this person. So I let that person know, maybe you should do this. And it happens like sometimes what medicine people should take or what place will help them. So our intellect do work for everyone in connection or even spiritual relationship, that how you can be caring and sharing, but not attachment. It's a kind of, I don't know, attraction, attachment. You can never be disconnected, right? We always all remain connected. Like when these days, when I talk about Romesh Bhai, Nirver Bhai, all these brothers, I feel so much the support they had. And I remember that one time I won't go in December because it was too cold. And I told Nirver Bhai, he said, oh, we will give you heater. We will send heater in your room. And it was very comfortable gesture. When a guy heater, then at least I was comfortable. So I don't think it is done out of attachment, but also looking after each other needs also is caring nature, compassion.
So attachment is such a subtle vice that it can appear to be the golden deer. It could appear in this subtle form that it isn't a vice, but it is a vice. And it is the last vice that we have to conquer. Nashtamoha Smriti Labdha. Can we really, can we really determine attachment from our perspective? Because we will never know if I'm judging someone that they are attached. What yardstick am I measuring that attachment to judge them by? Is what I'm seeing in terms of behavior, in terms of familiarity, in terms of closeness. But I think, let me just finish this thought because it's something that just occurred to me. But attachment can only be seen by Baba. And so I may be calling the shot that this is attachment, but it could be loving kindness or caring. And only Baba is seeing the purity of the two souls. But I'm still seeing their activity, their behavior, and everything through the lens of attachment. So do you think we should just drop this habit of judging others and calling things attachment because we really don't know whether it's attachment or not?
See, when you have attachment, even you are breaking maryadas, but you won't feel it. But in pure love, you are 100% following maryadas in relationship. And the thought came in my mind about Brahma Baba's relationship with Adi Prakashmani, Baba's relationship with Mama. You know, Mama physically in the end was in lot of pain. And Brahma Baba always and others supported Dadi, Mama, to be around her, to be chatting with her, you know, not leave her alone anytime. And when Baba gave his hand in Dadi's hand, and of course made her stay longer, he always loved her. That's why he gave the responsibility. So, but then in the end, when he gave his hand in her hand, there were no tears, there was no sorrow. Thinking that he's saying goodbye on both sides. Even Dadi Prakashmani, she didn't have tears, you know, like she didn't felt like Baba has left. She always felt and took her responsibility and said, yes, this is what I have to do. And jokingly, she will say, oh, Baba should have told me more about what has to be done. But Baba took care of Yagya for so many years, surrendered everything to Yagya, but was not attached. Right? He knew it was for Baba, it was for service, it was. So even what he surrendered, he was not attached. Like some people say, oh, I gave money. I don't think it's being used this way, that way. No, Baba gave and Yagya was taken care of. So all these young girls, when they came to Baba, and Baba formed a trust, so he was not attached to them, but definitely he will look after them, he will teach them, he will advise them, and was very, very, all of them were so close to each other, but still there was no attachment. I know that when once we went to Didi Mohini's funeral, and Dadi Gulzar was there, and I saw a little bit, you know, not tears, but moist. And so there was so much love that sometimes emotionally, for a short time, you could be affected, but it doesn't stays like. So when Baba says, remembrance of me, so same time you also remember Baba for that soul, you know. So I think that is lot difference between uh, interconnectedness, interrelationships, and you know, caring, as you said, compassionate and kind for each other. Because if there is love also, right, it's not only attachment, it's love. But if we're not careful, it changes into attachment. But in love, we support, we care, we share whatever we feel about them. They are able to share their feelings, you know.
So I think in final, the yardstick to measure it is that if everything is going with just love and respect and purity and beauty, then it's detachment. The moment expectation, judgment, sorrow enters, it is attachment.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Defined well.
that's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shanti.